Hello and welcome to another schematical CTO coffee hour live stream. I am Matt, and Dominic is trying to get on, so he may join us at some point. So that'll be fun. With that said, today we're talking about Hermes Agent. Now, I try not to be the guy the AI bro that instantly jumps on the bandwagon of every new tech that comes along. So I paid attention to OpenClaw, but I kind of stayed away from it. I love the idea of self-hosting AI and not just being reliant on the cloud model providers for everything. Though obviously, you'll see in a second here, I'm still relying on AWS. But I'll show you my setup. Before we dive too deep into this, am I making a strong recommendation for this technology? No, I am not endorsing it yet. I'm learning about it, and I'm going to show you my findings. If you have any questions, leave a comment. If anybody at all actually watches these things, leave a comment. But yeah, here we go. Share screen, window, entire screen, screen two. So, SentDex was messaging about this thing, and I was like, all right, this guy's pretty big channel. I respect him, and he knows his stuff. So I figured, I'd give this thing a try. So we jumped on and booted up Hermes. Actually, we'll go over here first to this one. So this is just my AI kind of tool bed here. And so I created a local, just a Docker file that extends their Hermes agent and installed a couple things that needed to run on it and sandboxed it. Now, if you are thinking about having an AI assistant that runs locally or anywhere, sandbox it in a Docker container or something. So I see Dominic trying to join. Oh, I am not. I didn't put my, evidently I have a screen share. I have to add it to stage separately. Sorry, I am not good at emceeing these things. With that said, I can go full screen here. Yeah, there we go. All right. So with that said, um, all you got to do is boot up your little Hermes guy down here. So you can see I actually was trying to get it. I gave it some MCP servers that it's got access to. One of them, which is the Unity one, because I was just curious to see if I could get it to do some help on tech debt. I haven't really used a lot of AI on tech debt. Honestly, it's the feedback loop isn't complete there. So if you have it and you give it playwright so it can read or write a web page, then it can actually QA its own work. If you try and get AI to do anything with that, um, with with Unity, basically it can't interact with it. There's no way for it to play the game. I was hoping that the Unity MCP would help with that, but no, it basically gives it the ability to like look at static images and it gets a directory of what's on the screen, but it can't interact with it. It knows very little about it, so it's not a great tool. But um, Dominic's messaging me about all this stuff. But yeah, so I tossed APIify in there, Playwright, Unity, GitHub. I actually didn't finish setting up, and I didn't finish setting up AWS. This one I'm experimenting with. I'm curious to see what it'll do. I'll give it probably the Cloud War Games account. So if it messes something up, it's in an account that's made to be broken. They say this is self-improving. And as it turns out, I wouldn't call it self-improving. I'd call it self-documenting. But I've had some problems with it. I think my post yesterday, I had some issues where it rewrote random skills. If I look at what needs to be committed here, I can see that it changed skills that I never told it to use. I guess I did tell it to use pixel art, and yeah, but it adds stuff to it. So it's kind of fallen victim to the thing where LLMs just feel the need to add more stuff and it ends up bloating because I don't think this is actually all that important. I must admit, I was using Gemini as of yesterday and I switched over to using Cloud Opus, whatever the latest one is on Bedrock. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Cloud Opus on Bedrock. to see if that's any better. The verdict's out right now. I mean, I gave it limited tools because it was trying to work with that MCP server I was just talking about. But either way, I figured I'd give it a shot. It does. I did give it memory. Let's switch over so you can see some of the stuff. You get this nice little what do you call it? A dashboard that doesn't actually match any of the tutorials that are out there for it. So maybe it's new, but it's got logs on all the different things it's done. You've got your models you could set. I've been told don't use a light one with it. It's more complicated than that, but it seems to do the trick. The things that I find interesting about it, so it's got your crimes, which is nice. You've got skills, which are okay. One of the things that caught my eye that I liked is the idea that you could orchestrate agents with Kanban boards. Now, I use Kanban boards for all our internal project management here at Schematical. We've got for the podcasts I'm on, they've got a dedicated Kanban board that flows through, where it is in the process for my writing, all that stuff. Has it been spell checked by my assistant, etc. All that stuff is, with a Kanban board. And so I'm a huge fan. So I wanted to play with this. I like this as an idea to kind of manage your agents if you're going to have an agent swarm and make sure that they're on you know, they're on the level. Now, again, I haven't had an incredible amount of success putting an army of agents to work while I sleep to build my empire. That I haven't figured that out yet. And the people that have, I am very concerned as to what they're actually building. I'd love to know. And if your answer is just more apps, I'm hesitant. But the idea, I like the concept. Maybe someday it'll work. But here, you can create profiles, which I believe would be like you give them a personality or like hey, you are my marketing bot. Your job is to come up with marketing stuff. So you can select combinations of models and skills and prompts that they'd have. The same thing you could do, programming bot, etc. Like I said, I don't rely on LLMs that heavily for programming, mainly for tedious stuff and recommendations and occasionally debugging when I'm too lazy to Google stuff myself. But theoretically, could be doable. Someone else, all the AI hypesters are telling me it's doable, so we'll see. But again, the Sendex is not an AI hypester, so that's again why I'm on here. With that said, you add in your keys. So I made it so it can talk to Discord, so I can go on Discord and chat to it, which I thought that was something I liked, is that I could be at the gym and have an idea and be like, hey, just chat to it, like start researching this or add this to this board or something like that. So it's an interesting little tool, pretty easy to spin up. I gave it some memory. I see. I'm afraid it's going to expose a key here, but no. So you can turn on and off memory. Now, I need to do more research on this, but you can select a memory provider plugin, so it's not just using chat. And so I selected Honcho. I don't fully know what it's doing. It looks like there's some like MySQL Lite DB type thing that's in there, but I'm curious if they've got like some type of embedding model that's actually doing a vector index on there. Again, it's on my to-do list to write about, so I will dig in and let you know. But you've got all sorts of options. Oh, another fun thing is it came with speech to text and text to speech baked right in. So if I were to go to Discord and not show you my private chats with Dom, so those aren't actually that interesting most of the time. But here I threw in, let's see, Schematical. Yeah, I'm not clever with naming. I know you should know that by now. Got Chaos Bot and everything else. Are you there? Yeah, so it threaded it. It saw it right there. I really should name these threads better, but it's typing me back a message right now here, so I can chat. Let me run a test. I got my phone in front of me here. And I'm going to open up Discord. I'm going to try and chat to it and see if it'll do it today. Let's see, I'm here. Schematabot, can you, this is a hello world test right now. I just want you to respond to this with a voice message. Give me a short 2-sentence poem describing your views on hello world. We'll see if it actually responds with a voice text. But so it does the eyes when it's looking at it. Oh, it's over here. So which is nice. I always like that, and I try to do that when I'm chatting with clients and whatnot, is to at least let people know you've seen something. Okay, that's just an emoji. Oh, okay, there it goes. All right. Now, I do not know if you're going to record my desktop. So,
Here's my little poem for you. Hello, world. The first words every program speaks. A greeting from the void where logic meets. Two simple words that bridge the gap between the mind's design and silicon's first step.
okay. So you can voice chat to it, which would be nice if you're driving. Not that you should really be interacting with LLMs while you're driving. I'm not advocating that. Let's just go with the gym. If you're at the gym and your hands are full, so I'm told that it can actually get on a voice channel and just chat conversationally without the back and forth. So something worth checking out. Yeah, I'm tempted. If you're one of the people in my Discord and you want access to this thing, let me know and I'll whitelist you so you can chat with it and have some fun. Don't spend too much money on it, but you also could do please generate a picture of a sunset in pixel art. Let's give that a shot and see. It's actually, I've done that test on probably too many models at this point, and they're actually getting better at pixel art. For the longest time, they were bad, which if I was a pixel artist, I'd be afraid they'd put me out of a job, but no one pays me for my pixel art yet. So um, there we go. All right. So here, oh, okay. It's not, you know what? I think I might have only given it access to a certain model. I probably should have had this as a tool call, but here's the downside I almost forgot to talk about is at least with this one, it asked me to, if it can run it. If you, I've seen it run Python scripts I did not approve. So this is they're gonna I'm sure the creators of this software will debate bug or feature, but they even if you tell it to approve terminal commands, I'm just gonna do a couple of them here. It's goes ahead and it'll do them anyway. You can't make it just approve or force you to approve commands. What it does is, I guess, it runs it through some type of whitelist plus another model that detects to see if this model's screwing up, which I don't like at all. So again, I sandbox this thing because I really didn't like that, and I found it trying to crawl. It's sandboxed in a Linux container, and it's trying to crawl Windows user directories, and I'm like, that's not good. So you know what? I just realized it's using the pixel art skill. Um, so actually, all things considered, 3 Python scripts run, it actually did a halfway decent job there, considering it didn't use a GAN or something like that. It just was an LLM that coded this. So somewhat impressive. Somewhat impressive. But again, if I did this, let's try it in the container real quick. I bet you it's going to just run this stuff. And you see, it does tell you what it's doing, but you see right there, it tried to run it at pip install and all this stuff without, I did all that before my approval. So not ideal. Let me go back over to where I was. CP. We're just gonna clear for now. Do a new session. You can see it's half the. I don't know why Playwright's failing. That doesn't make any sense. The other ones I actually haven't activated. The fact the Unity one's working is crazy because I had to do so much on Unity's side to get that to work. So it's doing the skill here, but so that's all good. You're doing skills, but wait till it starts running terminal commands. And I bet this one's not going to ask me for approval. Okay, so all right, so it asked me a question, but this isn't permission to run anything. We'll do NES. A little more room here. I don't know why it's nope. No. So I did, okay, clarify. Well, so this is interesting. Gemini didn't ask me any of this stuff with the same thing. So this shows you the difference between the models. Okay, so dangerous command. Okay, so this one right now, CD. So that's interesting. It wants to go into this, and I guess it's running it. So this is interesting. This is I'm not going to allow permanently, and I understand it's running the script, that the Python script that's inside that skill, I believe. So, and again, sandboxed, not access to the host system, very few mounted volumes. So I'd wager it could jailbreak it, but the chances of it jailbreaking it instantly, it'd have to be that model that tries to escape. I mean, I should tell it to try and escape and see window too small. Okay. It says that when when this thing gets minimized, so it should still be running. Yeah, you're still running. So yeah, so you see right there, it wrote its little Python script, so it's doing. Interesting, it wanted to run that inside that directory. Oh well. I'm gonna start wrapping this up because I am kind of ranting here. These things have the potential to, let's just say that I think I said it in my writing. They have a possibility that they could be massive productivity increases. At the same time, that the probability of that is infinitely smaller. Or I guess I should say, aside from that, the probability of this creating all sorts of problems on your local machine or creating giant security holes is infinitely bigger and wasting a ton of money. So, I said infinitely bigger. I guess that's a bit of a significantly bigger, maybe not infinitely, but significantly. So, terminal was blocked. I didn't block it. It had an error. All right, I'm gonna let this one go because I don't. We'll just forget about that. But yeah, the chances of this going sideways is significant still. I mean, I saw it try and jailbreak stuff. I saw it try and install things. I told it multiple times not to. Where's the user thing? I said, "Don't gaslight me." I said a couple things, and I'm not surprised that it kept going. I said, "Don't run terminal commands. Even with this here, do not gaslight me. Do not execute code without confirming it. It would just go ahead and do it." And this stuff is fed into this model here. I didn't tell it to use terminal, but it's trying to. So, for those of you that aren't very technical, these things do all sorts of stuff under the hood that you don't even know about. And unless you're keeping a close eye on that, it's going to do crazy things and lie to you. So be aware. With that said, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. This is a new technology that's in its infancy, and perhaps someday it'll yield extremely good results, or maybe it won't. I don't know. A lot of people that are super technical and programmers are swearing by it right now, but a lot of people who have no idea how technology works and have never written a line of code before this, the events of LLMs, are thinking that they're the best programmers in the world all of a sudden. And it's just fascinating to watch. It'd be like me saying I've never done ballet before, and I start doing a little ballet, and all of a sudden I'm proclaiming I'm the best ballet person in the world. It's like you don't really have the ground to stand on there. Not sure that's the best analogy, and I'm ranting. So with that said, let me know your thoughts. Please comment and let me know if you've got a flow that works for you. I'd love to hear about it. If you just want to bag on how bad LLMs are, feel free to vent in the comments as well. I'm not saying this is the right technology, but I want to know about it. With that said, I'm Matt, and there's no Dominic here today. So I guess cheers and have a great one. Bye.